probably doesn't mind if you start without him, but Geshe, are you there again? Uh-huh.
I'll give it a second. That's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
Hey, Isabel, can you test your audio, please?
My dog is just about the size of
Ah,
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I guess that's that video, huh, Nick?
He's
found it.
talking about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you found it. All right.
Hey, Nick, you know you're a real dad when you start to like the kids' videos.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting there. Especially if kids' music in my head every night when I go to bed.
Yeah, you know you're a real dad when you'd rather listen to that than to rock and roll. You know.
Well, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it's rather.
Can I Sashi Puki?
Yes, please.
Sashi Puki Jukshin Metok Tram Rirab Lingshin Yende Gempari Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Rokun Namdak Shingla Jupar Shok Iranguru Radna Mandala Kaniryatayami Sangye Chedang Soki Choknam La Yanchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chunyengi Pe Sonamki Drola Penshir Sangye Drupar Shok Sangye Chedang Soki Choknam La Jangchu Bardu Dakni Kyapsuchi Daki Chunyengi Pe Sonamki Drola Penshir Sangye Drupar Shok Sangye Chedang Soki Choknam La Janchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chunyen Gipe Sanamki Drola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho.
Hey.
Yay. All right. Homework. Congratulations, everybody. Homework. Okay. That's the spirit. According to the independent branch of the Middle Way School, which 9 versions of the tendency to see things as real are removed by which of the 9 antidotes, and in what order?
Everything from subtle up to gross.
Wait. That's a lazy, flaky answer. What's the
And it's the other way around.
Yeah. So what's the first of the 9 versions that are removed?
Gross.
And what's it removed? What's it removed by?
The subtle.
The weakest of the weak.
I'm on Upala's side with that. Yeah, totally. Sorry. Tibetan that I just showed you.
Rockbot is gross, and Tramo is subtle.
Doesn't say it that way though.
Che, Tring, and Chung.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. So what would be the gross in this case?
Che.
Che.
Yeah, he says chumboy. Chumboy. Okay, and chungu. All right. So then what has to be next?
Jumpoy drinkable.
Dring.
Against the what?
Chungoy dring.
And then?
Champoi Chung against
Chempo Ching. Yeah.
Chengoi Chen.
Oh.
Cool. And then,
Oh, wait, no, your Chungmu, shouldn't it be Chungmu Chenpo?
oh, completely.
Mixed up your Chungu with your Chenpo.
Yeah. No, it looks fine to me. Uh-huh. Quick, what's next?
Dringy Chenpo for Dringy Chung.
Yeah.
Um,
Chempo Dringy Chung, yeah.
uh-oh. See, you guys are gonna have to fix me on this. All right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Chungmu.
Chung.
Then
Forgot the new. Yeah.
it's a GNU. It's a wildebeest.
Tringy Tring for Tringy Tring.
And then
Dringy
Tringy
Chung.
Chung.
good.
Dringy Chengpo.
What are the chances I messed this one up too? They are.
Oh, you got it.
I got it. Okay, good. What's next?
Chempo Chung. No, Chempo.
No, Chung
Chempo.
Chempo
Chempo.
Chempoi Chung.
Yay.
Dringy Chempo.
What's next?
Chungy Tring
Chungu Dring.
for
Chempo
Chempoi Tring.
Dring.
Cool. Finally.
Chungy Chungy Chung.
For Chempoi Chempo.
Yay. All right. Good job. Cool. Now, in the context of denying these elements of the path of habituation, or denying these elements, I could say, as the path of habituation, right? What does Jetson Kappa say is eliminated on the path of habituation?
Nuntra or Shadra? Does he?
Well, that is true, but he says something way more interesting.
Lamtengi,
Sorry?
path itself.
Yeah, what about the path itself? Something about the path itself.
Gotchas on the path?
Self-existing. No?
You have to leave it behind.
Yeah, these
Intellectual.
good, yeah, intellectual understandings, right? Worldly realizations which occur prior to the path of seeing. Someone want to try that in Tibetan?
Jikteni.
Jiktenpe Tokpa.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, Nama.
Tongnan.
Tongnam.
Ngar.
Not bad, not bad. You piece something together. Okay, Tong Lam gi ngar gi jik tambe lam.
Mhm.
Right? Worldly paths which are prior to the path of seeing. Okay. What quotation does Choni Lama use to prove that the ornament of realization cannot be agreeing with the consequence branch belief that enemy destroyers on the listener and self-made Buddha tracks see emptiness directly? What quote from Abhisamayalankara shows that it couldn't be that the Abhisamayalankara is saying that listener and self-made Buddha arhats see emptiness directly? What does it say that shows that they could not mean that?
But there's somehow it says that there's degrees of emptiness.
Nah. It says that they see the truth in some other way.
I don't remember.
Lakshana, maybe?
Signs?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they see it through signs. Tibetan?
Tenma?
10.
Yeah, right. The quote is Deni Tenmar Miksone. They see it through signs. Cool. I'm gonna unshare my screen and then here we go.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, thank you so much. Cool.
Okay, hi.
Hey, boss.
Oh, Budu.
Hey boss, I have a friend visiting. I was gonna have a couple friends visiting, but I have at least one friend visiting, who's my friend Christina Gonzalez here in Albuquerque.
Oh,
Who is she's a student of Dharma Mitra. She's a teacher here. She's a teacher at a juvenile detention center here in Albuquerque, and she's one of our favorite local yoga teachers and a dear friend of ours. And really glad she could sit in. I can't tell. Ariel McMillan was going to sit in, and I can't tell if she's here or not. But she just graduated law school, and she's hopefully sitting in here somewhere as well. So everybody say hi to my friends.
hi, Christina. Welcome. And good work
Hi.
you're doing. Ben, I didn't know you had been sent to juvie recently.
It's long time, but they let me come out just for these classes.
All right, cool.
As long as Christina
see.
keeps an eye on me.
Yeah. That's great work you're doing, though. Very cool. Who's going to check you? Word, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, Mr. Ben Young.
Yang tekmen dra chomgi tokpa ngundu songwa nangi denzin sok nyundrup tamche tekmen la ki nekapsu pangkyang. Nekap kapsu pangkyang. Tangpo ni ne tangpo ni ne tekchen du ringe pe jangsem nam ki sa yepa topa dang du nyam tu pang bar de la.
Okay, cool. Now, to appreciate the next paragraph, we got to appreciate the 3 tracks, right?
Yeah.
What are the 3 tracks?
The listener track, the self-made Buddha track, and the Bodhisattva track.
And what do you want to say about self-made Buddhists so Christina doesn't get the wrong idea?
Oh, they ain't Buddhas. It's a cute name which refers to the fact that they didn't have a teacher in this life. They had teachers in past lives, and they ain't really Buddhas anyhow.
Yeah, in millions of past lives. Okay, good. And how many stages on each track?
Well, 5, I think,
Yeah,
would
good.
be a reasonable way to divide it. Yeah.
Yeah, so 15 stages total. And if you go to the end of one of the 2 lower tracks, what does that make you?
That makes you an enemy destroyer who is not a Buddha. An arhat is who is not a Buddha.
And it's equivalent to reaching
nirvana,
which is the
permanent cessation of the mental afflictions in their entirety because you saw emptiness directly.
Yeah, and I like to say it, your little brother can no longer upset you, no matter how, or your wife, no matter what they do. They cannot. It's not possible to upset an arhat. And that, for me, that pretty much defines an arhat. But they can't send bodies to 1 billion planets yet, okay? That's a Buddha, okay? All right, so it's possible someone could achieve nirvana and not look much different the next day, okay? All right, so that's how I like to think of it. So take men dachomba. Okay, what's that mean? Oh, by the way, what happens on the highest track if you reach the end?
Buddhahood.
Yeah, question. Can you go halfway through the lower track 5 levels and then skip to a higher track, upgrade to a higher track and continue on that track?
That seems to be the case.
Yeah, you can. Can you go to the end of a lower track and upgrade to a higher track?
My understanding is you kind of got to jump down to lower parts of the higher track if you get to the end of the higher track.
Perfect. Yeah. In fact, everyone has, there doesn't exist an example of a person who would stop at the end of a lower track. Okay. All right. What differentiates the 2 lower tracks from the higher track?
Whether your intention, and specifically the intention to do this work for the sake of everyone who ever is or was or going to be.
Very well said. Very well said. Okay, so here we go. Let me get this bigger. Oops. Okay. So takeman.jomba.
Arhats, people who reach the end of that track on the higher track.
Men.
Oh, men. Sorry, lower track finishers.
Yeah, on one of the two lower tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Topa. One song.
Who have directly realized?
This is SN and not MN.
Oh, nun.
Same pronunciation.
Before they
Yeah.
went.
Before they
Yeah.
realized.
Meaning on a lower track. Okay. On the lower track, they had certain realizations. Okay. Denzin Sok, this tendency to think that the husband who yells at me in the kitchen is coming from his own side and is not my fault. Okay, Denzin Sok. Those kind of nyun drips, what's that?
Those kinds of negative emotions or negative emotion obstacles which stand in the way of getting to nirvana.
Exactly. Yeah, Tamche.
All of them.
This Su now in the third line, at the nekap of the Tegmengilam.
At the time, in the context or at the time that they reach the lower paths, at the time they reach these lower understandings.
Yeah, on the lower tracks, they banged those obstacles to nirvana.
They got rid of them.
Yeah, they already got rid of them. Okay, so now you've got a guy. He struggled through the 5 stages of the lower track, meaning he just wanted to get to nirvana for himself, so he or she would be happy. And they didn't really do it for everyone else. But still, to get to the point where I like to think my little brother could no longer irritate me, I have to reach nirvana. So he did, okay? This guy did, all right? The example. Kyang, but compare him to another guy who was Tambo Nine Tekchen.
Who was on the greater track from the beginning?
Yeah, from the very beginning, from the very Ni, okay?
Yeah.
Compare him or her to a person who was on the higher track from the beginning, meaning from the very beginning, they decided to undertake this spiritual path for all other people, okay? And they are Riknyapa. That's a technical term that means fixed type bodhisattva, okay? They are fixed on that track, okay? It implies they're not gonna degenerate, okay? Okay, so they are called Riknyapa. Fixed type, fixed higher track people. People who are fixed on the higher track, okay? And they are Changsems.
They are bodhisattvas.
Now, when they reach a Sagyapa,
the 8th bodhisattva level.
Good. Simultaneously, Dunyamdu, they bang Denzin.
They completely remove the tendency to misunderstand the husband in the kitchen.
Nice. Which is to say they reach something special at the 8th level. What is that?
Nirvana.
Yeah, they reach nirvana also, but at the 8th bodhisattva level. And then they have 2 more levels of work to go, okay? And what are they doing during those 2 levels?
Well, Shedripni.
Yeah, good, okay. They are removing very subtle obstacles which would prevent them from serving directly every living being in the universe, okay? Cool?
Yeah.
Which are called Shedu. Okay. By the way, what's this "de" in the last paragraph at the end?
That's what this is. Now we're in the beliefs or the presentation of the higher branch of the middle way school.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. He is reporting their beliefs, okay? That's what they say. And as far as obstacles to becoming a being who can directly visit every living being on every planet at the same time, those obstacles, please read.
谢谢你你们得到给拍照some你能作为拍照啦 Jane de Bongba Tang Sangyepa Dunyam Par Sheto.
Yeah, first of all, what's the she?
They say or they present this is their presentation.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it would be interesting in a graduate student class to discuss why he said "duh" for their beliefs about Nyunjeps, and then he went to the high honorific "she" for their beliefs about obstacles to enlightenment. You see what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be interesting. Shedib. So what do they say about obstacles to total enlightenment and the ability to serve all beings directly, including animals, bacteria, etc.? Nyomong dedaki bakchak.
Well, the seeds or the subtle seeds.
Yeah, the subtle seeds for getting upset, which will never open, right? But are still there. Or getting angry or jealous or whatever. Okay. Some is or.
Or yeah.
We can call it bakchak for ninang.
Wait.
Wait. What's the word you're not going to use for ninang?
I was not going to say duality.
Yay. Okay. What is it?
Yeah, it's the subtle seeds to for the mistaken discrepancy.
Good. I like it. I love it. Discrepancy. Discrepancy between what and what?
Between the way things appear to be and the way things are.
Yeah, which is pretty much the definition for the Sanskrit word what for $50.
Maya. Yeah, Maya.
Who said Maya?
That was Stanley.
Okay, Stanley, tell your partner there to give you $50, okay?
I was gonna try Sanverti.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Tupi Bakchak. So they got rid of the seeds for making this mistake, relating to the discrepancy between the way things look and the way things really are, which is the definition of illusion in Buddhism. For $10, who's the most famous Maya?
Lord Buddha's mom.
Yeah. Okay. So what did I say? $10 or $5?
10.
Okay. That's Ben. Okay. Tupi Bhakta La Chene. So they say this che is to say they believe that the shedips are one of these two bakchaks. Okay. The che means they believe or they make it to be. You see?
Can I bring
they
up
say that you okay?
issue we have? Yeah, and kind of. Except that we just said earlier that listeners and self-made Buddhas of any track have to have totally eliminated Denzin and the seeds for Denzin earlier on.
Well, technically, yeah, I know. It's very irritating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Technically, what word might come here often is nengen len. For $50. For $50.
Subtle stain of darkness.
Yeah, good. Okay, Xiaoping, $50 for him.
Yes.
Okay, nengen len is deeper than deep seeds. Nengen len is the trace of a deep seed.
Well, I'll tell you, I also he said sabun before, and I don't know if we can differentiate here between sabun and bakchak.
You can try, but it's usually hopeless. Okay.
Then.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's finish the whole thing and see if it also bothered me when I hit it. So maybe you need a footnote here, and maybe we need to go to another text which calls it Ning and Lin. Okay. Because according to that theory, even people who reach nirvana still have the trace of subtle seeds, but they don't have subtle seeds. And in any case, they will never open anyway. Okay. Which goes to the idea of deep freezing a seed rather than eliminating it. Deep freezing a seed forever is equivalent to getting rid of it, I guess, right? All right, bong. So they got rid of these. When you have past tense, okay? When you have bongs, that shidip, that's tunyam to sangyepa.
When you've gotten rid of that obstacle to omniscience, then that's all of the obstacles to omniscience, then that's equivalent with being a Buddha. That
Yeah, exactly. And he added the word pa to the sangye. What's that mean?
a person who's a Sangye, a being who's a Buddha, and
Yeah, or actually it makes it a verb.
it is equivalent to being enlightened.
Yeah, getting enlightened. Yeah, getting rid of those deep seeds is
Okay.
tunyam.
Okay, is to become enlightened.
Tu.
To at that time is this.
Is simultaneous. Okay. They happen at the same millisecond. The moment that you get rid of the last seed is the moment that you become an enlightened being. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay, they believe that. Okay, please read, and Nick is gonna criticize you roundly.
Good. Rangyupa sok rang de drupta mawa shejip ke lemba daki ngundrup la kuntak dang lengye ni yepa te shindu shejip la yang de ni yepar de kyang.
Please stop there. Yeah, good. Rangyupa?
The independent branch of the Middle Way School.
Yeah, and this is difficult construction. Okay, this next part is a difficult construction. Rang de drupta mawa.
Yeah, and other guys who proclaim the beliefs of the Buddhists?
No, it's a very confusing idiom. Okay, so don't worry about it. It means those guys who belong to schools such as the Svatantrika.
Okay.
Those guys who claim as their own school, the Svatantrika school, etc. Okay, so it's a confusing construction. Okay, those guys who pledge allegiance to schools, including the lower middle way, etc. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So Rangde Dupta means to pledge allegiance to a school.
Okay.
Okay. Mawa, those guys, those other allegiances, school allegiances, who do Kelen Shidip,
who do proclaim or accept.
Yeah, they accept the concept of a separate obstacle to enlightenment. Okay, separate from obstacles to nirvana. Okay, they do accept such a thing. You might say like the Abhidharma school might not be that. I don't know. Anyway, those guys who do agree to their concept of a separate obstacle to enlightenment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now when they talk about nyindips,
when they talk about obstacles to nirvana,
they like to divide it into kuntaks and henkes.
Learned and inborn.
Yeah, good. Describe the difference for your compadres.
Yeah, this would be mistaken understanding or mistaken views of the world, which you are born with due to seeds from a past life, as opposed to stupid ideas that you learn over the course of your lifetime through society or mistaken people.
Perfect footnote. Okay. And by the way, in the next paragraph, he's going to repeat what you just said. Okay. They say that there's two kinds of obstacles to nirvana. Some that you're born with from your past lives, some that you develop in the course of this life through miseducation. Mm-hmm. And they shindu shidib layang.
Oh, and it's the same. Those guys say that it's the same for obstacles to enlightenment.
Good. And they do that there's ni.
They say there's two of them too, the same two.
Yeah. Good. can.
But
Okay. Tipe look.
the school that we're talking about right now, which is the higher branch of the middle way.
Yeah, and if you wanted to get literal, you could say the system of these guises, you see?
That's
The
what I'll
deep
do.
ba. We had one yesterday. What was that ba yesterday? We had a ba, oh no. We had a ba added to something that made it the follower of a certain thing. Anyway, yeah, I think it was in Sage's text. Deep look in this guise's system, okay? Nyendrip, they do agree there's Kuntak and Lenge, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, next line, they say
They also say
that these two, the learned obstacles and the natural obstacles can be also described as Tongpang and Gongpang respectively.
things that you eliminate either on the path of seeing or on the path of habituation.
Yeah, good. So the day you see ultimate reality directly, which in the Yoga Sutra for $100. And I'll give you a clue, Juster.
Kara Jastu Svarupe Vastanam.
Oh my God, Xiaoping,
Yes.
he got it. Kata Purusha. Say it again.
Tada Drashtu Svarupe Vastanam.
Yeah, yeah. On that day,
The seer abides in his own true nature.
good, nice. First chapter, right? Pretty much on the first page. Okay,
Third
good.
verse, I think.
So yeah, so when the seer does reside in their own true nature, on that day, they get rid of which one, Ben?
Well, if this is respective, then on that day they get rid of Kuntak, the learned mistakes.
Yeah, now in Nick's text, by the way, in Nick's text, they described how enlightened beings see emptiness. And then they described how the Arya sees emptiness. And what was how did the Arya see emptiness? Why did they divide it? Do you remember, Nick?
I'm not sure I've been clear on why they divided.
Oh yeah, but anyway, it was two different stages, right? When they talked about the Arya, they were talking about
Arya Nagarjuna.
no. Well, I'm not sure that's correct anymore. I was thinking about it in my throne room. But anyway, but it was Jetop, which means what?
The aftermath period, after you've seen emptiness directly, but still it's part of the path of seeing.
Yeah, after you see emptiness for the very first time and you come out of that meditation, what's your condition? You still
you still have the you still have Hlenke, you just got rid of.
Good. Yeah, things go back to looking like they're coming from their own side, and it is possible for such a person in the kitchen to get angry at their partner. Okay, but if you took them aside after they got angry and they calmed down, and you said, you know, do you really believe that your partner is coming from them? Do you really believe that? What will they say?
No.
You know, and once they calm down, they say, oh, well, now that I remember myself and I remember what I saw before, it's true. She's not, or he's not coming from his side. They're coming from me because I yelled at the kids last week, okay? So that's a description of a person who got over Kuntak, but still has Hlenke, okay? And then how many lifetimes typically does it take to react to the husband perfectly?
7 or less.
7-ish.
Yeah, 7-ish, okay? Oh my God, you know, it takes 7 lifetimes average to catch yourself in the moment of anger with your partner, okay? Even after you saw directly that they are coming from you, okay? All right, by the way, Stanley, for $1.
Yes.
What's the famous question people will ask when they find out that their partner is coming from themselves?
Oh. When they are kissing their partner, are they kissing themselves?
Good. What's Dharmakirti's answer?
Dharmakirti wrote a whole book to prove that even though they come from your seeds, they are still a separate person.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
kiss, you are not kissing yourself.
Xiaoping,
Yes.
give him $100 anyway.
Oh, okay.
That's such a perfect answer. Okay, Kundatan Lenke Ni Tompang Gompang Ni Shek. Now, Ben, I'm not totally sure this is, Kuntak is all Gompangs are Lenges and all Tompangs are Kuntak. Okay.
Well,
I'm
no,
not
in fact,
yeah,
he's about to clarify that, isn't he?
maybe, but I agree with your hesitation about making it, locking it down that way. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In the translation. Okay, Kyang. Shedeblani.
Right. Shedeblani Tongpang, Kuntak Meching, Kompang, Dang Lengeki, Kyabar Ndedo.
Okay, Tombang Kuntak Meching. As far as obstacles to enlightenment, we cannot include there any of the learned ideas that you got rid of at the path of seeing. Okay, we cannot include there any of them. Okay, you got, right. But we can still say that you got to get rid of that shedims are gompangs, which makes sense, right? Because you get rid of them at the path of habituation during those 7 lives. Okay,
right.
And we're only talking. Okay, it's interesting. Hlenke.
Yeah, so he's saying that there are shadejips that are eliminated prior to the path of habituation because the ones that are learned, you eliminate at the path of seeing, even though they're shadejips.
I like it. Yeah, let's say it that way. Okay, good. Nice. Perfect. Now, let's read the next paragraph.
Okay. Kuntak Lenke ki Kepar Yang Dupta Lo Dupte Lo Kongyurwa La Ma Tupar Rangi Ngangi Gewal Ni Lenge Tang De Lo Kongyurwe Dangi Jungwa Ni Kuntak So. Can we say hi? Also, I just noticed Kendra is also in the chat, and so people say hi to Kendra.
Hi, Kendra.
The smartest lady.
Hi, Kendra. We
Hi,
love you.
Kendra.
The only reason I can do any of the things I ever do ever.
Yeah, it's an amazing combination of brains and talent. Okay, so Ezra is probably going to be amazing. Kundak Sangeki Kepar. Now, what's the Kepar between Kundak and Lenke?
Oh, the difference. Yeah, what's the difference between learned stupid ideas and inborn stupid ideas?
Yeah, and this yang, the force of the yang is by the way, okay? The force of the yang is by the way, those of you reading this section, you might wonder what I mean by the difference between, bad ideas you learn from people in this life and bad ideas you were born with, okay? Or viewpoints. Drupte, Kag Gyurwa, you guys don't know.
Right.
But what's Kalo Gyurwa? For $50 word, I'm giving you a chance.
Translate?
Nah, anyway, you guys will never get it. Kalo Gyurwa means a person who's driving a wagon. Okay, meaning the person who directs the direction of the wagon, okay?
Of course.
So this person has been Kalo Gyurwa by Drupta.
Has been what, driving the wagon by philosophical schools? What's going on?
The direction of their mind has been influenced.
Okay. But by philosophical ideas or systems or beliefs.
Yeah, they ran into an uneducated spiritual teacher, right? And their mind got Kalo Gyurwa by the philosophical teachings, okay? Does that describe kundak or does that describe hike?
Looks pretty kuntak.
Yeah, that's kuntak. That's what learned wrong ideas means. You're not born with them. You
Yeah.
pick them up. And it's not like an evil thing. It's just some person says something in a yoga class or something, and you kind of say, okay, that sounds pretty good. And your mind gets redirected, okay? By an idea that you heard somewhere, okay? Now, if you don't depend on that kind of thing, if there's a weird idea you have that doesn't depend on that, we would call it hlenke.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
that's
yeah.
one that you are
Born with.
born with.
Yeah.
And you can describe that as ranki nganki kewa, which came up into your mind,
No,
pops up in your mind.
just by being born.
Yeah. So ranki ngang means like automatically,
Yeah.
spontaneously.
You know.
Yeah. What can we say about the typist here?
Um,
The input operator.
oh, they're very good because they got
Yeah.
a
Good.
very weird word instead of sing tong or de or.
Yeah. And we used to put the operator had an ID number. In the days when you could only put 8 letters in a file name, we used to give them a operator number. And if we saw that this input was done by operator number 23 from the file name, we would send them a bonus, because they typed it well, okay? And they've been inputting now for 3 generations. So it's been 33 years since we started this project. And
I don't know this word, ngong.
but of its own, all of its own.
Okay.
Okay. By the very nature of things.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, it's cool that there are refugee ladies sitting there with their daughters next to them now, inputting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rangi ngangi kewani. So that describes inherent wrong ideas. They come up in your mind all by themselves without being influenced by a person who heard something else, okay, and repeated it, okay? Yeah. Then the second kind is de loka gyurwe kansa, okay?
Yeah, is directed by the power of that one.
Yeah, dupte,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first construction was just to talk about what it wasn't.
Good. And the second one is
what it is. So the first construction is saying that the inborn one is not one that you learn from some under the influence of some mistake in school, whereas the other one is one that you learned that was under the influence of some mistaken philosophical ideas.
Yeah, and by the way, this loka gyurwa is often imparted to you by the culture you're born into.
Okay,
like
right.
eating meat, for example. Okay, eating meat, for example. It's not that American people thought about it and decided to eat meat. They just grew up in a culture where they're loka gyurwa. And it just was something that people taught them when they were kids. So they do it, So that's called kuntak. That's learned from somebody else, okay? And part of the goal of a long life, speaking as an old man, is to get over those ideas and examine them and reject the ones that hurt people. Okay. Here's the nipa. Okay. So we finished the panchas.
Right. Yeah, we finished the first of 2 sections on the path, which was the section on what you're supposed to get rid of by following the path, and now we're going to talk about the actual path through which you get rid of.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect translation. Okay, here we go. Wait, let me bump this down. Okay.
Nipa lan la ni jir tenpa tang Chewa soso shebao.
By the way, Mr. Kramer,
Yeah, boss.
I will warn you that your author seems to have had a date that he had to make.
Okay.
And you can distinctly feel the commentary speed up towards the end, until at the end, it's like you're falling through space at that rate. So I'm just warning you. I feel like it starts around here.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And by the way, he wrote 250 books, and probably he had editorial deadlines and stuff. Okay. And he was a great retreatant like you guys. He did many long retreats like you guys did. So I think it's kind of cool that you guys who did long retreats are translating some of his books. Okay.
Yeah, and this section on the actual path by which we remove these obstacles is going to have 2 sections, and they will be a general teaching and a sort of piece by piece analysis.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we'll talk about paths in general, and then we'll talk about each of the components individually. Okay, here we go.
Okay, here's the first where we talk about paths generally. Tangboni de la Iena, niente ki tsoglam, jorlam, tonglam, gomlam, miloplam, tenga, deshindu rangyal tang tekchen la yarwe. Oh, sorry. Oh, jarwe nga sum chonga. No.
Yeah. What do you, if you, now you have not seen this construction before, but what do you guess? I'll listen to how I phrase it. Nga sum chonga.
That's, nga sum. All 5 of, sorry. So 5 of these times 3 makes 15?
Yeah. 3 sets of 5 for a total of 15.
Yeah.
Okay? 3 sets of 5 for a total of 15. And the way it would be phrased when you're reading it would be nga sum chonga. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's he talking about? You can tell me. You don't need me for this.
Yeah. He's talking about the 5 paths on each of the 3 tracks.
Perfect. Yeah. So first of all, there's a Shravaka version, right?
Yeah. Right. The listener version of the path of accumulation, the path of preparation, the path of seeing, the path of habituation, and the path of normal learning, and that makes 5.
Yeah. Now, listen carefully, Dr. Kramer.
Yeah, boss.
For $100.
Great.
Because I like to show up to your friends. Okay.
Thanks.
If you or Kendra helping you can give me the verse from the Yoga Sutra, which gives the 5 qualities called powers that define the second path here.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Shraddha Virya Smrti Samadhi Prajna Purvaka Itaresham.
Damn.
Yay.
You kicked ass on that. $100.
Yes.
This is a bad morning for me.
Kendra definitely would have had it too. She's
Yeah,
in the chat.
I was hoping you would stumble and she would help you. So anyway.
She's prepping for that, to teach that right now for the Yoga Studies Institute.
Oh, cool. Anyway, very, very good. Very perfect crossover to the Yoga Sutra. Okay, so you got these 5. Oh, sorry, what's the third one? Tonglam.
Yeah.
Gomlam, Milomlam, Tenga. In the same way, Deshindu.
Yeah.
You got the same 5 for
the self-made Buddhas, and then the Mahayana, the greater way.
Good.
You can apply those 5 to them, so that you have 3 sets of 5 for 15.
Nice, perfect. So this is pretty much a a perfect presentation of the 3 tracks and the 5 paths and the 15 total. This is the greatest single sentence I've ever seen on that. Okay. Yeah. So very important sentence for everybody. Okay. Okay. Who's Jigme? Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to correct him for the next paragraph?
Sure.
Okay.
Tenam ngundu che tsukyang tangpor tsoglam dene jortong dene gomlam dene miloplam ngundu che pa rimpangela.
Hey,
Great. Okay. Ngunduche, I don't know if you're so familiar with it. Maybe Word can help if you need. I don't know.
Ngundu che is as they're called.
This is the Ngun that you thought was the SN before.
Direct or obvious?
Yeah. So Ngunduche means to, how do you say that in English? Actualize something, bring it into being.
Okay.
Okay. How do you say that in English? How do you say again?
Achieve, bring about, achieve.
Manifest.
Achieve,
Actualize.
Actualize is probably the best because ngun means to bring it into direct presence. You see, how do you make them happen? Okay, something like that. There is another English word, I can't remember it, but it's similar to actualize. How do you? There's a word. How do you?
Manifest.
Manifest.
Yeah, perfect. Manifest. Perfect. Yeah. How do you manifest these? What's the order in which you manifest them?
Well,
Okay. And by the way, he says at the end, this rimba is nge.
yeah, that's definitely how it's got to go.
Yeah, it's fixed. This order is fixed. Well, Tongbor,
Yeah, well, first you go through the path of accumulation, and then you're going to go through the paths of preparation and seeing, and then you're going to go through the path of habituation, and then you're going to manifest or actualize the path of no more learning, for sure.
yeah, now I don't know, I'm spending a lot of money this morning. For $30, if you're a professor, or when you guys have your own students, graduate students starving for topics to write about. And by the way, we are what's called the classic stage of this translation effort for the next 700 years. We are at the classic stage. And then comes the commentarial stage. And thank God we are at the
Classical stage.
classic stage. We get to translate the best books of all. And then, your students are going to be starving graduate students trying to make a doctoral subject topic out of one sentence here or something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're going to be struggling to figure out the difference between de and she.
yeah. And, I thank God, every morning or something that I'm in the classical phase of this 700-year effort. I'm so happy to be at the beginning, and I can pick and choose the best of the best, So my question for you is, when your graduate students teach graduate students, what part of this sentence will they challenge their students about?
Dene jortong.
Nice. Why?
Yeah, why did he put the path of preparation and seeing together and the other three are separated out?
Exactly. And, this is what they taught us at Princeton, is to make wild, we got rewarded for writing, wild ideas about that we didn't know anything about, anyway, but you don't have to be so wild. Why would you connect joy with Tong?
It seems like that's specifically about the path of developing and actualizing wisdom.
Yeah, this is your first direct perception of ultimate reality.
Mhm.
Jashtu Sarubi. What is it? Iteration. Yeah.
Drastis Varupevastanam.
Yeah, by the way, Dashtu is Dashtus, which is the weird instrumental of Dashtur. Okay. So Dur means doer. It came into English as teacher, thinker. Okay, so the seer, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these are inextricably connected.
Yeah.
Okay, if you achieve Jorlam, On the day that you see what? That,
Dependent
Hey.
origination.
let's say it more graphically.
When you're serving your teacher tea, you look at a pot and you see that it's only a pot that's coming out of an image in your mind projected onto parts of a pot.
Yeah, and you actually see a karma open. You see a karmic seed open, and you see a picture come out of it and jump out of your head and create a pot in front of you, okay? Then it cannot be more than 2 or 3 hours before you see ultimate reality directly, okay? It's always 2 or 3 hours before you see, until you see ultimate reality directly. Now, question for Ben.
Yeah.
How long does Soglam take?
Tsoglam, they say 10 to the 60th power kalpas.
Yeah, I mean, you can say billions of years, okay? How long does Gomlam take?
7-ish lifetimes.
Yeah, and how long between Jorlam and Tonglam?
Between the two moments.
Yeah, between Jorlam and Tonglam.
Yeah, moments. I mean, you.
Yeah, like 2 hours.
Couple hours.
Okay. Anyway, if I was going to write a graduate thesis about why these two are put together, I might emphasize that, you know, these other ones take billions of lifetimes, you know, one of them takes billions of lifetimes. Yeah, to get to Jorlam takes billions of lifetimes. You know, Gomlam takes at least, it takes normally 7 lifetimes. And then here you got 2 hours. So let's stick them together. Okay, that's my answer. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Please read.
Tsoglam la yang, tsoglam chung jing che sun.
Nice. What's that say?
As for the path of accumulation,
Mm-hmm.
there's the greater, the lesser, greater, and medium version of it.
Yeah, and how is this path characterized? What event happens during this to get you onto this path?
The wish.
Ngenjung.
Oh, well, okay. Right. Depends on the track, I guess.
A disaster.
A disaster, a tragedy in your life, okay? And this is a very interesting psychological statement that you don't turn to spirituality normally until you have a disaster in your life, until your wife dies in your arms, or you lose a child, or you know, something like that has to happen. Pandemic. In that way, the pandemic it might have a very profound effect on our world, because people will turn to this first path of spirituality, right? And then how deep that sadness gets about the world's condition, you will get deeper into Tsoglam, okay?
Yeah.
First path, okay.
I'm Geshe-la.
I think we're out of time, boss.
Come on, I want to do the next one.
You got it. Jorlam la yang, jorlam je tsemo, sopa, chochok shi, ngunduche pe gom rim ngeso.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop there, but what's mainly happening after you have your personal disaster in your life, you start looking for answers. What happens? What's the mark that you've reached the second stage in spiritual development?
Yeah, I mean, and what's the deal with the smaller, middling, and greater versions of Tsoglam?
Well, that's got to be sorry. That's got to be related to how deep your sadness is.
Okay.
Renunciation.
I mean, we can explore it. We can go looking for it, but
Not something I've seen before.
yeah, I'm talking about Jorlam. What marks?
Oh,
what's
Heard about the pen?
Yeah, someone taught you in a simple way,
right,
that things might be coming from you. Okay, how you treated other people in the past. Okay, and that's the second great breakthrough of a person in this world, in this life. If you can get to a point where you realize your problems are coming from how you treated other people, then you have advanced to the second stage of spiritual evolution. I like to draw it as a monkey. I mean, what do you call it? a turtle, then a monkey, then a human, and then there's somebody on this path. Okay, like that. All right, cool.
Good, boss.
Thank you. All right.
Sashi Puki Jukshin Metokram Jira Blingshin Yende Gempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Nandak Shingla Druparsho Iranguru Rana Mandala Kaniryatayami Gewadi Keokun Sanam Yeshe Tok Tok Shing Sanam Yeshe Lechungwe Tabar Kunito Parsho.
Hey.
Thanks, boss.
Who's up next, Nick? I don't know.
We rescheduled your meeting from yesterday for now.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it.
Over there.
All right. Thanks for coming, Ben's friends. Thanks for coming. Okay. Hope to see you again. You're doing good work.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
All right, you guys.